Despite the fact that Lucid Motors was supposed to be a major electric vehicles manufacturer, it now faces unforeseen obstacles. Just as they say about life, the journey has not been easy. They have had to deal with chip shortages that have been delaying their crucial launches, to the fact that Tesla is their stiff competition. We are proud to share with you the factors that have put Lucid in an unfavorable situation, understanding the impact on production, market positioning, and overall outlook in the increasingly competitive electric vehicles market. Lucid Motors has a serious problem, and it appears that they are on their way out of business. In a recent interview, Tesla CEO Elon Musk discussed Lucid Motors, explaining why the firm has a major problem and why the Lucid Air would cause Lucid to go out of business. Elon Musk is a corporate titan who has conquered every field he has entered, so competing with him is not a choice to be taken lightly. Lucid Motors opted to compete directly with Elon Musk and Tesla, and they appear to be doing horribly. The Lucid Air was intended to be a game changer, the electric vehicle that would finally provide Tesla with the competition. Bernard Zay and Sam Wong founded Lucid Motors in 2007 after serving as vice president of engineering at Tesla. The firm was started with the purpose of producing inexpensive electric vehicles that outperformed everything else on the market. During a Financial Times interview, Elon Musk clarified the reasons for Lucid Motors' failure. Having never manufactured a car before, they're attempting to produce a high-volume vehicle by diving in headfirst. A major hint as to what would happen to the EV firm was left in Lucid's first quarter 2022 financial report, which was released on May 5, 2022. In the first 3 months, Lucid Motors lost $311 million, nearly 3 times as much as they lost at the same time last year. Additionally, they did not meet expectations since their sales for the quarter was just $57 million, meaning they're losing money. The startling fact that they have only delivered 360 automobiles is the obvious problem that draws attention. At present, the corporation is valued at $23 billion, surpassing the valuations of Nissan, Fiat Chrysler, and Mitsubishi Motors. The absurd thing about this is that in the first quarter of 2022, they only delivered 360 automobiles, compared to 201,081 delivered by Nissan, 405,221 by Fiat Chrysler, and 26,400 by Mitsubishi. Although such businesses supply millions of cars annually, their valuation is far lower than that of the new EV firm. When asked about new EV businesses while interviewing J.B. Straubel, who was CDO in Tesla from 2004 to 2019, he said, "Forget about the first 8 to 10 years of Tesla, this is my advice to them for new EV businesses. To me, this is the most unbelievable part." He exclaimed, "The turmoil was a mix of errors and high investments for a long period." As the first man to handle the Model 3 production ramp-up from the brainstorming stage to the battery cells design and supply chain, Straubel is indisputably competent to make the remarks about the emerging EV startups. For over 20 years, Tesla has been the name associated with electric cars, but as they grew, things became more difficult. It is fairly simple to run into a major difficulty problems as soon as you start mass-producing something, especially when it comes to relatively new technologies like electric automobiles. The Lucid Air, according to Lucid Motors, would be able to fly from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 2.5 seconds and have a 400-mile range. Its peak speed would be 270 miles per hour. The automobile was ugly, sluggish, and had a range of barely 240 miles. When the Lucid Air was eventually unveiled, it makes sense why the price of Tesla shares increased. Although the Lucid Air was meant to be a game changer, it appears like the firm will need to start over in order to compete with Tesla. The expensive price of Lucid Air is one of Lucid Motors' biggest issues. For most people, the cost of a car is prohibitive, as each vehicle costs $139,000. This is particularly evident when contrasting it with Tesla's Model 3, which has a starting price of just $41,940. Another major issue Lucid Motors is dealing with is the absence of infrastructure to support their cars. In contrast, Tesla has an extensive network of destination chargers and superchargers that make it simple for owners to refuel their vehicles while they're out and about. Since Lucid Motors lacks something comparable, prospective customers will find it far less tempting. Peter Rawlinson, the CEO of Lucid Motors, has voiced worries over the company's capacity to get sufficient semiconductors for manufacturing its electric vehicles. According to Rawlinson, the worldwide semiconductor scarcity is more severe than anticipated. which might cause the Lucid Day sedan's release to be delayed by many months. Delays might have a big impact on Lucid's business because the Lucid Air is essential to the company's goal of becoming a dominant player in the EV market. Although Rawlinson could not identify the precise suppliers that are experiencing shortages, he did note that the problem is impacting almost every link in the chip supply chain. How Lucid Motors handles the impact on its own company will be interesting to watch if the chip scarcity continues to pose challenges for the automobile sector. Since luxury automobiles are the company's primary market, many customers will be making spending reductions as a result of their downturn. Other premium automakers that provide more reasonably priced choices are a rival to Lucid Motors. Previously known as Etiva, they were experts in creating powertrains and batteries for electric vehicles for other automakers. After stating that they will begin developing electric vehicles, they announced a name change and pivot in 2016. Their first project was AMP-1, a $700 million production facility that would employ up to 2,000 people and manufacture up to 130,000 automobiles annually. With a potential capacity of 380,000 cars annually, the facility has considerable space to increase from present production levels. The latest change is the resignation of Peter Rawlinson, who was once the CDO of Tesla and is now the CEO of Lucid Motors. Joining Tesla in 2012, Rawlinson was a key member who designed the Model S and Model X. By the time he left Tesla as a respected engineer in February 2019, he joined Lucid Motors. This was the first time that Lucid Motors had a major success on its own, unlike his exit from Tesla, which had created a commotion among the industry players. However, it was overlooked that Rawlinson had already done his job in the company and that it isn't all Musk who had to take the credit. He is unable to claim that security through obfuscation or IP law is a solution to the problem of Tesla's tech theft. But the head of an electric vehicle startup called Lucid Motors, Peter Rawlinson, has replied to Musk's tweet saying that it is not correct to compare his car with the Tesla Model S because of the fact that they belong to two different car classes. Furthermore, Rawlinson also emphasized that the words of Musk will not benefit the auto sector of electric cars as well. The answer to the question of whether Lucid Motors faces problems, Musk says, is likely yes, since it is trying to market an expensive car in an economy that is not doing well. He even suggested that Lucid Air can only move forward to beat Tesla, which is the benchmark within the electric car market. Therefore, the company can only reduce the price of the vehicle if it wants to compete with Tesla, which has a better value than the Lucid Air. Musk has a habit of making not-so-friendly statements about Lucid Motors, so his comments on that firm are unsurprising. In October 2020, Musk called for the Lucid Motors scam to be investigated and cited the statements from the company's executives concerning the vehicle's abilities and range as nothing more than fiction. The brand of Tesla has now been linked with electric cars for more than 2 decades. Yet, as it started to grow, the problems got bigger. This kind of predominance is true for almost all businesses wishing to capture the largest world market. The moment you embark on the journey of mass production of a product, the chances of encountering some major quality issues become inevitable, and especially when such a product is still new to the market like electric vehicles. In summary, it's evident that Lucid Air is dealing with a number of serious issues, including high production costs, a dearth of infrastructure, and a concerning financial situation. The automobile is not expected to be able to compete with what Tesla has to offer. If the corporation can turn things around, will only become clear with time, but it will undoubtedly have an uphill struggle. We appreciate you watching this video. By clicking the subscribe button and activating that bell, we hope you may become a Velocity subscriber and join us again soon.